Good evening. We're going to start the special City Council meeting of Monday, December 15th, 2014. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Edgar.
Here.
Councilmember Gross.
Here.
Councilmember Kusamoto.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Murphy.
Here.
Mayor Graham Mejia.
Here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance given by Councilmember Gross and remain standing for the invocation by Councilmember Warren Kusamoto.
Please join me in renewing your pledge to our flag and remember the soldiers that are representing us throughout the world. Ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing.
Hi, please prepare yourself for the manner in which you're accustomed to worshiping. Gracious Creator of the cosmos, thank you for your continued grace and blessings on this community. Thank you for the city's staff that works tirelessly to serve the citizens and the public. Please provide them with the resources and abilities they need to continue their service to our community. Thank you for the men and women that put their lives on the line, proudly serving under the badge of the Los Alamitos Police. Please surround them with your shielding arms as they protect us. Thank you for the men and women of the Orange County Fire Authority that risk their lives as they respond to accidents and disasters in our lives and protect our property. Please provide a hedge of protection around them as the first responders to emergencies. Thank you to the men and women that serve in the armed forces under the Stars and Stripes, the flag of our great nation. While some believe that Christ died for our salvation, please let us always remember that a U.S. soldier is willing to die for our freedom, and sadly some already have. Please give each one of us the courage and grace to say thank you for your service to each and every veteran that we see in public. Thank you for our nation's leaders. Please be with them as they guide the direction of our country both domestically and internationally. And Lord, thank you for the wisdom of the voters that put each of us in this very special position to be the advocate, to represent, and to lead our city. A place where we can bring our talents and spiritual gifts to serve synergistically for the betterment of our community. Please continue to gently guide us in us doing the work of the people. And thank you for the citizens, businesses, and public servants in our community. Please grant them the good health, prosperity, and peace this holiday season and the upcoming new year. In your great and wonderful name. Thank you.
Amen. All right, now we're going to go down in the front for presentations, if the council will join me.
Thank you.
Welcome, everyone. We're here to honor our 8-year retiring mayor. Well, as a way of introducing our first guest, 3 years ago I stood here, the podium's normally right here, and asked the then current council what they could do about the proposed congressional districts. I had looked at the map and I saw that we were going to be swallowed up by Long Beach. But then we had an election, and Congressman Alan Lowenthal started showing up everywhere. July 4th, he was there. Sugar Beet Festival, he was here. Rossmore School's Blue Ribbon Day, he was here. He has met with numerous meetings with the council members, city leaders, and local business officials. Please join me in a warm welcome for our Congressman, the Honorable Alan Lowenthal.
Well, I thank you for that very, very warm introduction. I really appreciate that, Richard. And I am just really pleased, first, to wish everyone season's greetings and happy holidays. And I really echo the thoughts that were said in the invocation also to honor those that serve our nation. That was beautifully said. But now I want to give this certificate of recognition to our mayor, Mayor Graham Mejia, to really not only honor you for your years of service, but to really recognize your commitment to making this the future of Los Alamitos a bright future. And that's really what you've done. And so with that, Jerry, we met the president together on the tarmac. Yes, it was.
We were his favorites, he said.
He said that, too.
Never use that line before.
Thank you so much.
Thank
for
you.
taking the time to come over here. I know you're very
Well,
busy.
I really, and I also won't be here later on to congratulate the new mayor also. Yes, I hope, whoever that may be, I would like to congratulate the new mayor.
No info.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Thanks so
Thank-
much. I appreciate it. You're a sweetheart. And we would have to say a special thank you to Robin, who is Congressman Lowenthal's support. She's with him every time, and she is just a pleasure to deal with. So thank you for choosing so wisely.
As many of you know, as a small city, our partnerships make or break the many things we're allowed to do. And nothing's more important than our relationship with the base. I grew up here since 1964, so it's always been the Navy base to me. It always will be. It has a new name now, Joint Forces, but it will always be the base to me. And I'd like to bring up Lieutenant Colonel Nathan Range.
All right. Well, thank you. And I have to say that whenever 51% of the land area of Los Alamitos is just open base, it presents a number of challenges. And I got to say, this plaque recognizes Mayor Mejia for the outstanding support that she's always shown to the base. And she truly is a friend of the base and of the military. And they say that the best friends are those who can tell you everything that's wrong about you. And she's never been shy to do that. But I have to tell you, I've appreciated that. Because we are truly a part of this community. And we feel like that. We know that you are our neighbors, and the base has been a great neighbor to the community, but the community's even been an even better neighbor to the base. What goes on there is directly contributes to security of the nation. She recognizes that, and she's been very gracious in being a friend to us. So, Jerry, this is a plaque. It's signed by myself and Colonel Leaney, who couldn't be here today, but what you get is you get the base, and you get the senior tenant organization on the base, the 40th Infantry Division. And so gift number 2 is from Colonel Leaney. And so I want to kind of pull this out, but I got to be careful about it.
me
It's
take
kind
the
of
mic.
embedded in there so that everyone can see this. And what it is it's decorative. So that goes on your wall. This goes on your mantle, or wherever you choose to put it. This is the patch of the 40th Infantry Division. While the base is all services and was Navy originally, I'm an Army guy. And you got to know that in the Army there are 10 active duty divisions, and there are only 8 National Guard divisions. And the division headquarters for the 40th Infantry Division, which has a tremendous legacy of supporting overseas deployments since World War II and beyond, before World War II even, that organization is at the Joint Forces Training Base. So this is the 40th ID Sunburst Patch.
So much.
Did we get a picture? Do you want it with the plaque or with the, I don't
I
know.
think you got a picture of
Yes.
the plaque, right?
Okay. Good.
Well, I just want to say thank you to Nathan. We go back a little bit further than just my tenure here on the council. When we were both active in Pop Warner, we got to know each other. He has a great family, beautiful wife, Ginny. But when I took over as mayor, he came into the acting role over at the base, and he has been so supportive. We've had some issues that we've faced with the surrounding neighborhoods for a long, long time. And right away, he was able to remedy those problems we'd been fighting for about 4 or 5 years. So I just wanted to say a special thank you to you. He's a good, honest man. He's done nothing but keep his word to us. And yes, sometimes we have to say the hard things to each other, but him being a friend, it made it much more easy. And so I just want to say thank you to you for your relationship with us, but also with me as the mayor. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jim.
Also, as part of our small group of cities that we share with, we have several representatives here to honor the mayor. We will start with, even though he's in the agenda as Mayor Pro Tem Rob Johnson. He is now Mayor Rob Johnson from the city of Cypress.
It's a pleasure to be here on behalf of the City of Cypress. Mayor Mejia, Mayor Pro Tem Murphy, City Council members, and city staff. Again, on behalf of the City of Cypress, we wanted to give a certificate of special recognition to our Mayor Mejia for your years of service, 8 years, several years as mayor, council person. As we know, as sitting on the city council, there's many more responsibilities than just being on the council. There is, for Jerry, it was the Orange County Library Advisory Board, the OCTA, 405 Policy Working Group, Orange County Sanitation District, Orange County Vector Control, Orange County Fire Authority, League of California Cities, the Los Alamitos Unified School District City Working Group, and the Los Alamitos TV Ad Hoc Committee. Do you find time to do anything else?
I will now.
There you go. Congratulations on behalf of Cypress, and good luck in future endeavors.
I appreciate it. Thank you. It means a lot to me. Let's get pictures. Like a wedding.
I was actually thinking it's like the other end, but you're actually alive to enjoy it. So okay, we're going to go to our neighbor from the south, the man who was, along with our other guest, Diana Carey, has done more to fight the 405 freeway with the mayor. The three of them have been tireless in our efforts. A long way to go, and we appreciate your efforts as we do it. So let me present Gary Miller from the Seal Beach.
Well, I don't know where to begin. I remember we went to the first policy meeting, and Supervisor Morlock's not here, but Jerry listened for about half the meeting, and then she came on strong, and she'd never been to a meeting, and she was right on target, so it was a great meeting. It's been an honor to work with you, and a pleasure as we represented our cities, the local community, and the corridor cities. And so on behalf of Mayor Ellery Deaton and the City Council of Seal Beach, I want to present you this certificate of recognition for your outstanding contribution to the local community.
Thank you so much, Gary.
You're welcome.
All right. Let's get... Come over here. Okay, I want to say a little bit about Gary. It's my last chance, so I'm going to get it all in. But Gary and I met really early on a water tour. And he's always been someone who's been open to working with our city. Sometimes we have conflicting issues, but you and I, we've always been able to come to an agreement and work collectively together. And he too is just a great man. Your city's so lucky to have you as a representative, and he has fought tirelessly to try and keep the toll roads off your 405, and I will tell you, that is a hard-fought battle, and he gets beat up often, and I'd just like to ask you to give him a hand because he's doing a stellar job on your behalf.
And now to the other half of the dynamic duo who is fighting to save us from toll lanes. From the City of Westminster, Councilmember Diana Carey.
Well, it's bittersweet to be here this evening, and I'm not here as the councilwoman from Westminster. I'm here as the I-405 Corridor Cities representative, and I want all of you to know that on behalf of Los Alamitos, Rossmore, Seal Beach, Fountain Valley, Costa Mesa, Westminster, and Huntington Beach. This woman has been absolutely outstanding, and she and I have been all over the county and North County and South County, really in support of trying to keep the freeway free. And so I cannot tell you from the bottom of my heart how much I appreciate this. I am exact 3 months shy of 10 years working on this project for you, and she's just absolutely outstanding, and she doesn't know it yet, but I am still going to be calling on her to come with me when we're talking to all of these other legislators. So anyway, Jerry, thank you so, so much.
Thank you, Diana. Let me say something about you. You know, we've been on the 405 for several years, but it seems to have really ramped up in those last couple of years. And I came on there with very little knowledge, just peripheral knowledge, and Diana took me under her wing, and she is so knowledgeable. And as she said, for 10 years she's been doing this, fighting on our behalf. So I just feel like I've made a friend that I'll keep for life. And you are so impressive. You're just a role model for women in politics and out in the community. I just wanted to thank you for being here tonight. Thank you so much.
And now to our closest neighbor, right across the street from Rossmore. Everything we do is with this city. I mean, our churches, our schools, our sports programs, everything is intertwined with Rossmore. Let me present Mike Maynard from Rossmore, the president.
As he said, I'm from the more casual side of the road over there in Rossmore.
I'm moving there.
Ours is actually a proclamation of appreciation. Everyone else has a certificate, but we're a proclamation.
That's right.
There we go. So at our meeting last week, we all felt that this was very important to let you know about. We always observe our communities, and I remember personally, one of the first meetings I ever came after I took my oath was to come to your meeting. And the way that you're always about transparency, bringing things so everyone sees it out in the open, not closed doors, it actually kind of inspired me. And the other thing that I've observed as a man of faith is you've got a servant's heart. So, on behalf of all of Rossmore and the Rossmore Community Service, a proclamation for you.
Beautiful. Stepping up now. Okay, let me share a little bit about you, Mr. We've worked very closely with Rossmore, and I hate to keep going back to the 405, but that's such a big fight for us. And I came to Michael and I said, listen, we need to have these town hall meetings so that all of you can know what's happening and take action to support us so that we can fight on your behalf. And he jumped right in and he says, hey, we'll give you a venue to do it, we'll put it on for you, and we'll make sure that the word gets out and there's good attendance. And so I just wanted to say, you know, it's been a pleasure to work with the community of Rossmore and its representatives, and you have always been someone who has just gone above and beyond, and I appreciate your service for Rossmore, even though I don't live there, and I greatly appreciate you coming tonight. I know everyone is so busy, so thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jerry has also worked on our school ad hoc committee, where she spent hours interfacing with the school district, and we have from the LAUSD, Andrew Pulver.
I'm not in trouble, am I? No.
Not in trouble, no. The pulverizer's here on a different occurrence. So it's so inspiring to be here tonight. Public service often goes unthanked, and it's the tireless efforts that all of you do, and to hear so many hours that are given on behalf of this community, on this great city. The school board and our superintendent, Sherry Kropp, are at their annual governance meeting out of town, so they wish they could be here tonight. But on behalf of the school district, we just want to express our appreciation and gratitude for your service to this community, for your service to the district and city working group. We enjoy our strong partnership with the city and the various, our school resource officer and various other ways that we've partnered together. So we're so grateful and just really appreciate all the work that you've done in serving this community.
I just want wanted to say that Andrew is our assistant superintendent. He's the one that's feared by all of the kids. But our school district is just phenomenal because of people like you and the board. And for you to be here tonight, it's not usually a custom that we have the school district here, but I did have the pleasure of serving on that board. And so please extend my appreciations to all of them. And thank you so much for taking the time.
You're absolutely welcome.
Oh, I was going to give you that.
Take it with him. We also have a few special presentations from some people who are not able to be here tonight. Representing the Board of Equalization, Michelle Steele has sent a certificate for our mayor.
Very nice of her.
Very nice of her. Oh, and she, also a resolution. That's just so you understand.
Okay.
If you. And we also have from our outgoing supervisor, county supervisor, John Morlock. See, the county, they can afford stuff like this. See, that's the difference, you know. But it's a beautiful proclamation from the County of Orange. And you're going to need a new wall. Yeah, okay. I'm going to go off the agenda for 1 second. You don't do this job alone. We're going to bring up this man right here and thank him. This is for those of you who may not know, this is Jerry's husband, Javier. You do, as I may point out, former Mayor Mills from Cypress in his speech when he left said this job will eat up as much time as you allow it to. But he also said your family has to give you that time. So everybody who's up here has somebody to thank who's allowing them to do that job. And not only that, Javier is also a commissioner. So he's come here tonight to take his wife back, I just heard. So you would like to say a word?
Oh, he can really talk.
I lost my voice over the weekend, but I'll do my best.
I've been working him hard, so.
You know, 8 years ago when Jerry started this particular endeavor, I wasn't too sure. I wasn't real sure of how it was going to work out. And, you know, it's really helped our arguments at home because she just gets out the gavel and our decisions are made quickly. And, you know, she just says, stick to the agenda. So, but it'll be very nice for us to have a break and kind of recharge. But I know she'll find something else to serve the community in a different way. So thank you.
Here, let me say something. I'll be thanking him in depth later on from the dais, but I just wanted to say that his humor is what helps you get through the tough days, and I'm so blessed to have a husband that stands behind me. And when I campaigned, I remember telling people, well, if you vote for me, you get my husband for free, so it's a 2-for-1 deal. And, you know, it really is true. He's been there beside me, kind of just standing back and letting me have all the glory. But, you know, I couldn't do any of what I do without my family and without my husband. So thank you so much, and don't cry, honey.
Also have two other guests I'd like to mention. Both of them happen to be sitting way in the back. From the city of La Palma, Gerard Goodhart. And the representative for one of the best things that Los Alamitos does, the Sunburst Youth Academy, Colonel Armstrong. That's right? Yes. We've already mentioned Leroy, but we're going to ask him to stand up anyway. This man was a class act for 8 years in the city of Cypress. We're going to take a 5-minute break. Thank you. We're going to come back to order, please. We've stalled long enough, but we feel he's worth it. We're honored to have our State Assemblyman Travis Allen here tonight, joining us. As many of you know, the Assemblyman just got reelected, almost in a walk, and he's well known for fighting to save our fire pits. Probably goes back to his old surfing days, but he fought the wealthy interests who really wanted to have a private beach. And as you can tell, it's a very popular item, a good side to be on. The Assemblyman was here on Thanksgiving, delivering 150 turkeys to our local charities. We thank you for that. So let me, at this time, present our Assemblyman, Travis Allen.
Thank you very much. Now, this young lady right here was one of my very first endorsements. Her support was absolutely huge, as was Mr. Warren Kusumoto's as well. I just want to say, Jerry, thanks for all your great service to the community. I know it takes a lot to serve. You care about this community. You've advocated for what you believe in, and I salute your service.
Thank you so much.
So on behalf of the California Legislature, it is my honor and privilege to present you with this resolution. And there's a lot of beautiful whereases, which you can read at your leisure. And I hope that when I visit you in the future, I see it hanging prominently somewhere in your office.
I'm going to have to get a bigger house, but thank you.
Now, we have a special gift for you as well. Michelle, if you could come by. Now, I knew you expected the plaque, but this is a California flag that was flown over the Capitol. And my staff did this wonderful job of folding it up, but I don't think it does the flag justice. So if you would all bear with us, I'd like to unfurl the California flag, and let's hold it up for Jerry. What do you think? Yeah. All right.
So I just wanted to say a little bit about Travis. We met him early on in his bid for Assembly, and he was just a great guy, had a real feel for the people, and his promise to us was no new taxes. And as hard as that can be, to be unpopular and voting for these increases that the other representatives wanted, he stood by us the whole way. So to me, he's known for the fire pits probably here locally, but I think overall he's known for protecting our interests and keeping our money in our pockets as opposed to giving it to a government that already gets enough as far as I'm concerned. So I just want to say thank you so much for all your hard work.
Thanks, Jerry.
And could we have Michelle come up and we take a picture with her too?
Hey.
Michelle is Travis's face when he can't be here, and I love her. She's a doll, and let's just squeeze in.
All right.
Yeah, she's a jewel, and don't you ever let her go. And thank you so much for the extra gift of the flag. That means a great deal to me. My dad served in the Korean War, and I know that it's something that he always had hoped for. So it's an extra special gift for me, that flag that flew over our Capitol. So thank you so much for your kindness.
Thanks, Jerry. Thanks a ton.
All right.
You helped make it happen.
Thanks, honey. Appreciate it. Joel, we're going to need you to fold this up later. Can you help us out?
You're going to do the police officer.
Oh, yes. Okay. So, I'm going to have you come up. All right, yeah. So now we'd like to invite a very, very special guest. He served our community as a police officer for 32 years. Lauren, would you please come up to the front? Please give him a big hand.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Lauren Paholsky has been with the city of Los Alamitos and the police department specifically since 1982. As he retired, I think he was the longest tenured employee in the city at the time. He started his career as a reserve officer and then went on to become a full-time officer many years ago. And if there's one thing I can say about Lauren's service, is it really epitomized what community-oriented policing is all about. Lauren, for 32 years, served with just a great deal of pride and passion for the city of Los Alamitos, and just really embraced his role in keeping the citizens safe and ensuring the quality of life in Los Alamitos. And he'll be greatly missed. And I know, speaking from on behalf of the members of the police department, we really appreciate all the service that he provided.
So what I know of Lauren is I went to school with his sister Jody, and I have always kind of had a special place in my heart for Lauren because of having that connection to his sister. So what I'd like to do now is, Todd said all the important stuff, but I'd like to invite your family to come up here, please, and celebrate with us your brother's tenure here at our city of Los Alamitos. So please come on up. Okay. Well, here, why don't you?
I want to thank the city for allowing me to work here the past 32 years. It's been great. I also want to thank all my fellow coworkers, keeping me safe and alive during that 32-year time period. I want to thank all the residents of the city and the business owners that have supported the police department and our police association. We appreciate it. I also like to thank my family for coming out here tonight and supporting us. And this is my mother, Beverly, 90 years old. She'll be 91 next month. We're all proud of her. This is my twin sister, Lori, my niece, Sarah, my nephew, AJ, niece, Ashley, niece, Ashley, Allie, okay, and then my partner, Theodore. Oh, and my sister Jody. I'm sorry. And my mother. And this is only half, so.
We can only fit half in, so. Thank you for coming tonight, you guys. Oh, thanks, honey. Oh, you're a sweetheart. Thank you. It's a little plaque, but.
Stand here one second, please. I'd like to request we do this right. Man, it's 32 years in our city. Please join me, rise, and clap.
Wendy? Okay. All right, so now we're going to move on to some presentations from the mayor. And I'd like to invite up the Ramirez family. Joe, Connie, will you come forward, please? And if there's a representative from Dana's family, we'd love to have you too. Actually, the whole family can come. Welcome. How are you? Are you Dana's daughter? Oh, so nice to meet you. We have a certificate of commendation for each of them. Their family are some of the founders, as far as I'm concerned, of this community. They are very involved over at St. Isidore's, and that church was helped be built by their parents. And there was a situation that happened some years ago where the church was going to be torn down. And because of their love for that church and their family connections and their love for the church, they all started to take action. They united together. This family specifically, I think, had a big role in helping raise funds to keep the church open and alive, and they've fought for many years. They've made food, they've attended events. Beer Garden, I know I met you at, was one of my favorite places, but no, I wasn't drinking. But they have just gone above and beyond, and in an instance where it seemed like it was insurmountable. Connie, don't you think? I mean, it seemed like there was no light at the end of the tunnel, and then stepped in Mr. Edgar, who put them into connection with the right people to make sure, and they've been able to secure the loan to purchase the property, and so their family, along with all the others that fought for so many years to keep that jewel in our community, we just wanted to say thank you very much to all of you for your hard work. And there's one person that's not here, Dana, who is their sister, and she and I work together, and she invited me. She said, my brother Joe says, come on over, you can sit with me and hang out and get to know the people. And that was my introduction into really getting to know personally some of those people who took on this big battle. And so I'm grateful to you and to your sisters for including me, but I wanted to do this in remembrance of Dana also, because she passed away just a short time ago, and I had hoped to do this with the family, but so now I'm doing it in memory of her because I think that's appropriate. I'd like you to each take an opportunity, if you'd like to say a little something. Joe? They're all stepping back.
I don't know.
Well, I'll say something on behalf of them. These are some of the greatest people of our community, and I'm sure that if you're interested in getting involved in something, St. Isidore's is always looking for extra people to help and spread the word and to help secure that property for Los Alamitos forever. So I'm indebted to you because it is really the jewel of this community. Thank you so much for fighting as long and hard as you did, and please pass on to your family that your mother was just somebody that I treasured. All right, thank you very much. Please give them a hand. I love you guys. All right. I love you guys, honey. You hang in there, okay? If you need anything, give me a call. Thanks for coming tonight. All right, moving on. Okay, Joel, can we have you come on up? Joel Armstrong is from the Sunburst Youth Academy. Please give him a hand when I tell you what he did. Come on right over here. Okay, so we have this program over at the base, and it started when we first came on. I remember going to the inaugural opening where they had some of the students speak. This is a program that takes in challenged youth, and these kids are really heading down the wrong path. And it's grown each year. But what they do is they invite them in. They live on base for 16 weeks, is it?
22.
22 weeks. Okay, well, I'm going to let him tell you a little bit about it, but I'm going to talk to you about him. He is one of the people who's in charge over there, and this man has always got a smile on his face. He's changing lives of these kids that are going to end up being criminals. They come out of this program and they have hope. And they have pride in themselves. And I can't imagine anything harder to give back to a kid who's struggling than those things. But this program, under the leadership of this gentleman, that's exactly what they do. And so for changing the future for us through the youth of America, I cannot tell you how honored I am to be in the presence of you and also to have been part of some of your graduations and some of your events. So this is a commendation for you, Joel. He's a great community partner, but he also is changing the lives of our youth, and that's more than anything I think I've ever done in my life. So I just wanted to make sure that he received the commendation that he deserved. Yep. Let's have his family come up. Why don't we have his family come up real quick? His wife and his son.
Well, thank you, Mayor, council members. I really appreciate this. And it was already said, for those of us that are in public service, I'd like to bring up my bride, Katie. We've been married over 25 years, and this is my baby boy, Will. He's a junior at Los Al High. I could not do my job if it wasn't for the support of my family, especially my wife. And it's a thing that I love doing. I love supporting the community. I love supporting young people and knowing that if you make them autonomous, they're going to become productive citizens, and then they're going to help build and grow the nation as opposed to delinquencies and becoming a dull on society. So I think that's all we want within our communities and raising good neighbors. Our program is designed for at-risk kids and high school dropouts between 16 and 18 years old. They have to make a commitment to themselves to want to change for the better, and they come and live with us for 5.5 months. And then we give them the skills necessary that they can leave and then hopefully learn and grow from that. Our metrics are very good. We are over 85% of those that graduate from our program. We follow them for an entire year afterwards, and they are back in school. They have earned their diploma, and they do have a job. So that's really good news. And since I have the microphone, Madam Mayor, if you don't mind, we just recently graduated 207 kids from the last Friday's class. Thank you. That was the largest class we've ever had to date. And we graduated 29 over what the taxpayers expected me. So if you look at the cost and the value, that's $580,000 return on investment to the taxpayers for going above and beyond. So we're always out there trying to save the taxpayers' money and to make better human beings. So, and finally, I'm sorry I'm doing this, but I have to tell you, Mayor, thank you so much. I got here in February of '07, and that's about the time I ran into you roughly for about the first time. One thing that I know about you, you're very passionate to your constituents. You do have a very strong fiduciary responsibility in your position. I'm going to miss you. I'm going to thank you. I'm not going to miss the late night phone calls about the traffic noise, the smells on the base, helicopter noises, people running at early formations in the morning, and I just said, yes, yes, ma'am, we'll take care of that, and we did. But thank you so much for your time that you've given to the community.
Thank you to all of you for all that you do. I appreciate it. All right.
Thank you.
Give you a hug. We'll be seeing you. Pop that over. We're going to need that flag, by the way. I'll bring it over to you. Okay, is this the last one?
Yes.
Okay. So now I'd like to bring up a very special lady, Debbie Wickstrom. Could you come to the front, Debbie, please? Everybody give Debbie a hand. Oh, okay. That's all right. We'll do those at the end. We'll do. All right. So what can I say about this little lady here? I'm going to go ahead. I hate to read aloud, but I'm going to do it just because all that she's accomplished I can't remember. So I'm just going to list it for you as it is with the whereases, Travis, on this beautiful commendation we have. Debbie Wickstrom has trained with West County Community Emergency Response Team for the cities of Los Alamitos, Cypress, Point Park, Seal Beach, and Westminster, and has encouraged many youth to complete the training. She is certified in disaster relief with Hope Force International and Billy Graham's response team. She has volunteered with Service International on the 2007 Big Bear fires and also worked with the Long Beach Human Trafficking Task Force, which has been something that I've really taken an interest in my tenure. Debbie is also certified in practical chaplaincy, critical incident stress management training, and volunteers with Cottonwood Church response team visiting Los Alamitos shut-ins, military, and hospital patients. Whereas she has worked with Power Hour Youth after-school outreach for McCullough Junior High School students, encouraging and assisting her local community service at the Joint Forces Training Base, Catella West Nursing Home, and Los Alamitos Hospital. Debbie has assisted with CC Free Surf Camp in Seal Beach for underprivileged children and has also volunteered for the last 5 years with the Pageant of the Masters. Whereas Debbie Wickstrom has gone on mission trips to, and listen to this, Mexico, Japan, Kosovo, India, and as well as built bomb shelters in Israel. She has helped send youth teams to Mexico to build homes for the homeless and has helped to encourage and send youth and young adults on mission trips to United Kingdom, China, India, Africa, Asia, and South America. Therefore, I, Jerry Graham Mejia, Mayor of the City of Los Alamitos, with the concurrence of the Council, do hereby recognize Debbie Wickstrom for her outstanding community and international humanitarian services and commend her for her hard work and dedication to volunteer activities. Please give her a hand. Get the hair right. I had the pleasure of meeting Debbie at Cottonwood Christian Center, which is now Cottonwood Church. And what I would say to you is, much like Joel, she has taken a true interest in the youth of this community and the kids that also attend the church. And she has given more hours in the things that she's done than I have as a council member. And trust me, we all know how long that takes us to recover from. So to Debbie, I just wanted to say a special thank you, and that you're helping make this world a better place with your actions, and I'm honored to know you. Okay.
And I just want to thank you, Jerry.
Thank you so much. Yellow's my favorite color.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And I got you this card.
Okay.
As personal. It's because of how personal you are to all of us in the community. And it says, thank you for your peace of mind. Can you read it?
Yes, sure.
Or actually, can you read it to her?
Make it any smaller. Thank you for the peace of mind, the safety and security you bring to our community every day. Oh, more. How comforting it is just to know you are there. Oh, okay. Oh, man. You have been for the people your whole life. Thank you for always watching out for us and being the angel over Los Alamitos. We love you.
All right, thank you so much. All right, now we're going to bring up a whole passel of kids, but let me tell you about the event that they attended and a little bit about the people who were involved. Troy, will you take this thing? We had a young woman, beautiful young woman, attended our schools here in Los Alamitos School District, and her life ended very abruptly, and so her parents, in an attempt to honor her and to keep her name alive because she was 21 years of age, they decided to start a nonprofit that would benefit kids through scholarships. And I just think that they are some of the most salt-of-the-earth people I've ever met. They're decent, they're humble, but now they're taking this opportunity through their daughter, who was involved with the track team over at Los Alamitos High School, to give back. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to ask the Perez family to come up and help give these awards out, if you would. All right, well, it looks like Cody's going to come up, but also Tony is here. And I would just like to say, you know, in their grief, they've taken a positive action, and they are a great role model for this young man right here who is already a good kid anyway. So it was the Cheyenne Perez Walkathon. What was the date for it, Cody?
It was a couple weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago. We had a really great turnout for the inaugural time, and I know that they're going to be offering scholarships. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's going to be a couple scholarships to the Los Al track team, $1,000 scholarship each. To kids that can prove that they're dedicated to making the world a better place.
Awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask Coach Howard to come up, please, Coach Howard. And we had some really great kids that came out to support this event. When they could have been out just hanging out with their friends and doing selfish things, they took the time to remember their friend, come and represent, help raise money for these scholarships, and I think that they needed to be recognized. So I'm going to go ahead and give Coach Howard the opportunity to say a little bit about Cheyenne and his group, and then we'll go ahead and give those awards out.
Well, I didn't expect this, but...
You can talk, I know.
Thanks, Jerry. Cheyenne represents exactly what I expect from an athlete, and some of my fondest memories from coaching track and field for the past several years include Cheyenne in that. So it's my honor to be here to honor her name tonight.
Okay, great. So why don't you go ahead and call out the names and we'll hand these out.
Most of them aren't here.
Oh, okay. Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we have the kids that came, please come up to the front and be recognized, and then, Coach, you can hand these out. All right, give them a hand. They can be right in front. We'll get a picture of
Come
this.
You're going to introduce yourselves. Come here. You're going to introduce yourselves.
Yeah.
Come here. You're going to talk.
We're going to talk.
Just pass it.
I'm Brandon Douglas. I'm a senior at Los Al High School, and I run track.
I'm Bryce Sullivan. I'm a senior at Los Al High School, and I run track too. I'm Ryan Hernandez. I'm a junior at Los Alamitos High School, and I'm also on track.
I'm Jerry Mejia, and I'm a senior at the high school. Sorry, that was a while ago. I got confused. All right, so let's give them their awards, and maybe we can snap a quick picture with the council and coach and family and representatives. All right? Just hold that.
Just represent Coach.
All right, everybody, why don't you guys come over here, move over just a little bit. Come right in here. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. All right, make sure those kids get that. All right.
Good, Coach.
Thank you.
Then we'll get you yours. Coach Howard.
Good seeing you.
Yeah. Okay. What's that one? Let me see if Okay, so what we're going to do is Cody's going to give you the name of the website so that if anyone's interested in being a part of this event, it's really a great day. Just a lot of fun and food and walking. I was sore for a week, I want you to know, but it was worth it. So anyways, he's going to give you that website, and please, next year, come out and be a part.
Yeah. Okay, so the website's CheyenneAngelica'LLC.com. We're dedicated to, you know, Shy was she was a part of the community. She was a part of Los Al Track. So we just want to make sure that even though Cheyenne's passed away, that her name lives on, and that she can continue to have a positive influence on the community, even though she's not with us. So that's what these scholarships do: is keep Cheyenne's name in the community. So CheyenneAngelica'LLC.com. The website will be up soon, and we're gonna have a walkathon. It's gonna be an annual walkathon. We raise money, you know, to help out the community. So you guys look into that, and thank you.
All right. I love you. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go back up to the dais and get on with the regular orders of the day. All right, we're moving on to item 6, oral communications. At this time, any individual in the audience may come forward to speak on any item within the subject matter jurisdiction of the City Council. Remarks are to be limited to not more than 5 minutes per person. I have a speaker card here for John Osborne. Welcome, John.
Thank you, Council. I'll keep my comments brief. Turned into quite a little love fest here tonight. I'm kind of a little disappointed to see that an employee of 32 years was given the least amount of recognition out of all of this, a guy who carried a gun and protects us all. I don't even know if Lauren's still around, but I'm a little disappointed in that. I put as a topic that I want to speak about was strategy, and in particular that is leadership strategy, and not necessarily what to do, but what not to do. I also want to expand that thought and concept as it applies to public employees. And I'd like to thank people like Corey and Steve and Mr. Plumley and everybody who's here, because these are the guys that where the rubber meets the road. These are the guys who are out on the ground making things that happen in this community, not necessarily the political leadership. It's nice to grant accolades to people who sit up there on the dais, but where the rubber meets the road and where the bulk of the activity and the work is actually done here on the ground with people, and these guys and these ladies are it. And most of you know how I think about some of these things and how I might present opposing opinion or balancing opinion as I would like to see it. And I would say that leadership when it comes to public employees is about supporting them and supporting their efforts and maximizing their potential. And how not to do that is by calling them out publicly and essentially deposing them. And I'm sure you get the point. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for coming tonight. Anyone else wishing to speak? All right, seeing none, we have one. Okay, great. Please state your name for the record.
Well, I'm John Underwood. I am one of the senior producers for LATV, and I know that I look up at the Diaz and I see that all of you attended a wonderful event that brought our community together a week or so ago, our Winter Wonderland event for the community. This, of course, is the third event that LATV has recorded and brought to the public, but this year was, to quote one of our members, the best ever. And it was perhaps because of the weather, but mostly because of the attitude and, the hands locked together attitude that everyone had who pulled it together, from the chamber to our city employees. All of you were there. I don't have to explain how wonderful that event was. But for the folks in the audience who did not have the pleasure of attending Winter Wonderland 2014, LATV was there and did cover it. And we'd like to announce to the folks in the audience that it will be on LATV, and a schedule will be presented in the News Enterprise on Wednesday that will show that. So if you want a little Christmas cheer out there in LATV land, tune in to Channel 3, your local community television station, and see Winter Wonderland 2014, everything from the snowfields that were out there to the great performance acts at the main stage. It was all laid out in a very professional manner, and I, for one, am appreciative of all the organizations that were involved. All the vendors were happy, and you could tell our cameras had no problem animating those folks. They were all along for the ride. So it was a wonderful event, and we look forward to next year. This is just the kind of thing that we like to get involved with at LATV. It brings the community together. We're able to document it and preserve it for all of those who didn't happen to be there. All 5 Los Alamitos residents, because the crowd it doubled from last year's crowd. So we're all happy to be able to bring highlights of Winter Wonderland 2014 to our viewing public. This is important, one of the very important things that we do at LATV. The other very important thing that's on our agenda is opening up our studio and being able to do the other thing that we hope to do well, and that's bring the community into the studio and let them do their programming at LATV. That's really the other half of what we do. But in the meantime, Winter Wonderland 2014 on LATV, it'll be in the schedule for the News Enterprise on Wednesday, and I urge everyone to get a little Christmas cheer via our local community television station, LATV3. And congratulations to everybody involved in this year's Winter Wonderland 2014.
Thank you, John. Anyone else wishing to speak? Please come forward. State your name for the record.
Hi there, I'm Debbie Wickstrom, and on just behalf of our city, I'd like to thank you, Mayor Mejia, and Councilmember Edgar, Mayor Pro Tem Murphy, Councilmember Kuzumoto, and Councilmember Gross. You all have been such a phenomenal team for the time that you've served, and we just completely appreciate all of you and all the hard work that you've done during your service, and we just really appreciate you. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else wishing to speak?
Johnny.
Johnny? Oh, please step up, Johnny. Why don't you state your name for the record?
I'm Johnny Strohmeyer. I'm from CEO at the Chamber of Commerce, and I want to thank John on behalf of the Chamber, and I'd like to address the city. Our last Winter Wonderland, I think, was the best. I mean, thanks to Corey and Stephen and everybody that I look around at within the city, the council, the city manager, his office. The police department was there. So we all, our Chamber of Commerce, we have our young professionals that are out there that are doing this. And this is the third year that this has been their program, this has been their, this is the way we're getting our youth more involved in our city. And so I would just personally like to thank each and every one of you, and it was, I was so proudful, if there's a good word there, that night as I saw all of the young people, the children. It was a dream. As you drove in, you saw people coming as families, not in their car, but they were all walking. and walking. And it was, anyway, I just would like to thank everybody that was involved. We had our meeting, our wrap-up meeting just yesterday, or was that today? Oh, we had it today. Time flies when you get old. Anyway, I'd like to thank you all again, and a wonderful job. Corey is the heading from Parks and Rec, and so I thank you very much for your leadership. And Stephen.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and close oral communications and move on to item number 7, warrants. Entertain a motion?
I'll move it.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? And the last mistake I hope I make. So we'll go ahead and start with a roll call, please.
Councilmember Edgar?
Aye.
Councilmember Gross?
Aye.
Councilmember Kusamoto?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Murphy?
Aye.
Mayor Graham Mejia?
Aye. All right, we'll move on to number 8, consent calendar. All consent calendar items may be acted upon in one motion unless a council member requests separate action on a specific item. Would anyone like to pull any items for this evening?
I'd like to pull B and J, please.
B and J. Anyone else?
Like to move the balance?
Okay.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second to move the balance. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed? Motion passes. All right, we'll go back to item B. Rich, would you like a staff report?
No, I just really want to give Corey a chance to explain what the new VIP program is all about. It sounds like a really unique opportunity, and I was hoping to get it out where the people could be aware of it. Corey, please.
Thank you. Madam Mayor and members of the City Council, thank you very much. Last year was our inaugural year at the Race on the Base to offer what's now known as the VIP package experience. It's an opportunity for men, women, children, and of any and all ages and abilities to be able to come out to the Race on the Base and be treated like a VIP and have some very unique experiences while they're enjoying the event. The Race on the Base VIP package includes preferred parking both on Friday, February the 27th at our packet pickup and on race day on February the 28th. It includes a 1-hour scheduled private tour of the Joint Forces Training Base Airfield Traffic Control Tower and the hangar, which was recently renovated. It provides a full view up in the air tower to be able to see the entire installation. It provides an opportunity to view up close and get inside of a Black Hawk helicopter and hear firsthand experiences from an active duty or former active duty military personnel. We offer 3 tour times, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock on Friday, February the 27th, and it concludes with a 6 p.m. dinner with soldiers, mostly active duty, who volunteer their time and sit down with you at a table of 6 to 8 people and share their experiences. Provides you an opportunity to ask them questions and get to know them a little bit better and hear about their unique experiences. Provides a special packet pickup. No need to wait in line with the 2,500 other people that are picking up their packet on that day. And we work with all of our sponsors to provide a special swag bag for every single one of them. It's $100 and provides all of that, including the dinner. And we definitely invite anyone and everyone who's interested to come out and be a part of it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so do we have a motion
Make
for
a
that
motion
item?
to move that.
Second.
All right, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? None, moving on. And then we also have item J, which the Mayor Pro Tem pulled. Would you like a staff report?
No. 2 issues. One on recommendation number 2. Just want to make sure there's an understanding that we're going to find an optimal location based upon what's going on at the base. We are, up until the last minute, subject to an active military base actually doing very important issues, and it was a little unclear that that might mean something else. The primary reason I pull this, and my colleagues can now relax, is that this is going to be Jerry's last thing. And this shows what one determined individual can do 2 years ago, Jerry brought this to me and said, would you support this? I said, no. I just can't see the use of money. But slowly, Jerry kept bringing it forward, and we started to see the wisdom of how many people it affected. And so today, we're going to vote to approve this, but it was more just to recognize you that this is really a culmination of 2 years of effort. And we've had many instances over the last year where 1 or 2 determined people have changed the course of the city. And so if you have an issue you're passionate about, something you feel we need to get done, please lead the fight, and if it's a good idea, it will win out in the end. Thank you.
Thanks, Richard. That's very, very nice of you. All right, so I will entertain a motion.
I just
sure.
have a comment. So Jerry also came to me 2 years ago and asked the same question, and I still don't think that this staff report recommendation meets the requirement of what the essence of that neighborhood was really trying to fight for. You know, the bigger picture here is that you've got a fireworks display that we put on every year with 4 other city jurisdictions. It was moved in the last year a mile away from where it was previously, or 2 years ago, to the middle of the base on a runway. A lot of citizens in our city that don't live by the base think it's a better event because it's on a runway, not in a dirt field. The people adjacent to the base, right adjacent, have for the last 19 to 20 years have had a great opportunity to have a fireworks display really in their backyard. They invite people over. It's a part of their community. You know, what we hope to be able to do is find a common ground, and through this process, which has been pretty heated, not only here but through our Parks and Recreation Committee, staff, a lot of stuff, we heard from that group, and really the group was saying, hey, look, move it back, or, you know, because we really want to have this here, and we couldn't do that. The base said no. Then they said, hey, we'll shoot it higher, so maybe a mile away, but higher, it'll be a better show. But the reality is, it's not going to possibly make a lot of difference. And so, you know, Jerry, just consistent, I'm going to vote no on this, and it's because it's hard for me to justify with a $300,000 potential deficit next budget cycle that we're going to put $12,000 into a fireworks show and hope that it's better. If you look at the details in this with the survey and stuff, you think about this, this event is awesome. Unfortunately, it moved, but it's awesome as far as the city event. And you know, can you imagine 23,000 people coming onto the base? One of the recommendations in this is that we hire a group to do a survey and find out where these people are from and do they like the show. I think that's crazy. That's like going to Angel Stadium when they're playing a really bad team with 25,000 in the stadium and asking each one as they come in, hey, where are you from? And it's already a traffic mess over there. So you know, again, I wanted to see if we can find a way to make that community happy. But I just think that we're just burning up money through this process, and I'm going to vote no, and I wanted to explain myself. Thank you.
And I respect that, Troy. Thanks so much for the background on it. Anyone else? All right, so do I have a motion?
Yes, I'll make the motion to move this.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
No.
All right, motion passes 4-1. Now we're going to move on to item number 9, special orders of the day. We're going to go a little bit out of order. It initially had me listed first, but Mayor Pro Tem has so graciously agreed to go before me. So, Richard, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you.
Okay. You know, we're here to celebrate, really, local girl makes good. 50 years in this city, born in Los Alamitos, educated at Los Alamitos Elementary, Pine, and our great high school, and finally Cypress College. Jerry then joined the city's business community and has run a successful small business for 30 years. Hard to believe, huh?
I'm only 30. How did that happen?
Along the way, Jerry found her way to the PTA board. Becoming vice president of fundraising was instrumental in starting and keeping going the carnival and the book fair. As her son grew up, Jerry found herself as Pop Warner's first female equipment manager before becoming vice president and finally president. I have to think that telling a 5'7" father that his son is not NFL material was probably good training for the council.
Yeah.
8 years ago, Jerry won election, and 4 years ago was reelected. And actually, the first time isn't that hard. People see a new face, they have hope in you. The second time around, they've seen you for 4 years, and they've formed some opinions, both positive and negative. So it's very positive that Jerry was reelected. In her 8 years, she has served on a ton of committees. Mayor Rob Johnson stole my thunder and already listed them all, so I'm not going to go through that again, but you heard the very impressive list. Jerry has had major influence and had many major accomplishments, among them saving us from Prologis and getting a competitively bid trash contract. We're going to go back in history here for a second. Back in 1976, when our forefathers were meeting in Philadelphia, James Madison in the Federalist Papers wrote about a citizen legislator as the backbone of this country. I submit to you that Jerry Graham Mejia is exactly who he was thinking of, a local businesswoman with strong roots in the community who was willing to fight for both her constituents and what she thought was right. The city thanks you for your service.
Thank you, Richard. That's so kind of you.
Welcome.
It's really been a wonderful 8 years, some highs, some lows, but instead of going over accomplishments, I would just like to thank a few people. And as I said earlier, I have to start with my husband, Javier, because many times when we're at events, you know, I'll introduce family and friends or special, you know, dignitaries, and for some reason I always forget my husband. And I did that at my first fundraiser, and I remember saying, you know, it's because when we got married, we became one, so I think of him as part of me. And so to you, my husband, I just wanted to say thank you for giving me the opportunity, because truly, without having your family behind you, you can't do something like this. It can take an inordinate amount of time, depending on how much you're involved in, and he keeps me laughing, keeps me happy. And I had people ask me, you know, what are you going to do with all your time now? And I said, I'm going to love my family. So to you, Javier, thank you so much for being there and allowing me to do this and making it a dream come true for me. I appreciate that. And give him a hand, please. And then I'd like to say to my son, Gage, who's away at college, who couldn't be here, that I truly wish you could have been here to celebrate with us. But I love you. I know you're focused on your finals right now, and that is the most important thing. He's the first one in my family to go to a college right after high school. And so I just wanted to say, even though he couldn't be here, he is probably the proudest thing I've done with my life, and I would be remiss not to mention him here tonight. So, Gage, I love you, and I can't wait for you to get home. You know, when I campaigned, I'm a pretty simple person. I just told people, I want to be your voice. If you have an issue that you are upset about, come to me, and I will try and bring that to the council and have it remedied. And so I think of my accomplishments as a council member, that is probably the one I'm most proud of, is that I've tried to stay connected to the community, and I feel that I've done that, and to some level, I have been successful. And so I thank the council members for, when you could support me, you did, and when you couldn't, you know, gave me a good fight, that's for sure. You know, I'm appreciative from the bottom of my heart to the people who believed in me and allowed me to sit in this seat. You know, very few people get to be on this council, and I feel like it's a part of Los Alamitos history. So I'm eternally grateful for the people who supported me. I see some of them, Rob and Debbie, out in the audience. All the people that came, Dave and JM and my family, all of you who fought so hard to give me that second term. And I will always hold you in very special place in my heart. And for those of you who had just a slightly different view for the community, my apologies to you that I wasn't able to find a common ground that could make me your representative. But I will tell you, you've taught me some really important lessons, and I will take those with me when I leave. And so thank you for challenging me and making me be a better representative. Now to my family and my friends. They campaigned for me. They went door to door. They helped me raise funds. They came here for difficult council meetings and made sure that the view that I was bringing that represented them, they were here to back that up. And that's one of the hardest things as a council member I think I've had to face is people will call you and say, hey, I want you to make this happen or have this change. And I said, okay, great, come on down to the council and let them know that it's not me that's bringing it forward, but it's really coming from the community. So I have to give a special applaud to those people who were here for the meetings, who made your wishes known. And Tom and Paul, I don't see you out there, but I know that this 4th of July thing was a really big effect on your family, and I can't be more appreciative that you took the time on several occasions to come down and let this council know how important it was, that it was changing your traditions and your legacies with your children. And so on your behalf, as your representative, I'm very proud that I was able to do that. Moving on to the council. This council has been a real wild ride. There have been some fun times, there have been some difficult times, but, you know, I think that we've been blessed the last couple of years to have come to, you know, a simpler approach to this. I think we've been respectful and appreciative to each other, and we've been able to get things done. And I think that in my tenure, I would have to say, not because I'm the mayor, but because of how the council's respected each other and been kind to each other, this is my favorite year of serving. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to the next item that we have on, which is the city clerk will, no? Well,
The gavel? Okay.
oh, okay, so we're going to go forward. We're going to go forward for some presentations.
Yes.
Are you guys going to get?
The traditional parting gift for a mayor is the gavel. And let me just say how proud we are, Jerry, that after just 7 years of training, she was able to take over the mayorship and do as Warren started and keep this as a cohesive working group. Thank you so much for your service. Sorry you had to wait so long, but it was obviously worked out well. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Because you're saying such nice things. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. I love this community and I love the people. This is really the only home I've ever known, so it's very touching to have you all here and give me that applause. I thank you. But I have to give Rich the recognition he deserves. Actually, I wasn't going to be able to be the mayor. We had gone through the rotation, and Richard was chosen to be the mayor pro tem and then to be the mayor for this year, if you follow that sequence of order. And I expressed, you know, that I supported Richard, but that I was a little disappointed that in the 8 years that I wouldn't have had the chance to serve as mayor. And so he decided to step down and give me the opportunity to serve. And so if I hadn't had that opportunity, I wouldn't have gotten to do some of the fun things that I have in this community and be a part of the wonderful programs that we have. So I owe Richard a great debt of gratitude. Thank you very much.
I'd just like to take a second. Jerry and I have had quite a ride together. We've provided entertainment to this community for quite a while. But, you know, politics isn't something that is actually pretty all the time. It takes two opposing views to be able to put together the right policy for the right city. You know, you've got two people up here from two totally different backgrounds, and I always tell people, and I hope she tells them the same, is they say, how do you serve with Jerry when you guys are fighting like that? And I've said, you know what, we don't pick who we want to serve with, the people do. And when we get up there and we do our job, you know, you look across this council, and hopefully all 5 of us make one good community member. So, you know, the parts where Jerry shines in the community and gets out and advocates for everybody and is the people's voice, somebody brings business perspective, community involvement, it's all there. And I think that, you know, the community's done a great job to build a council together that we can work together. And I think after 8 years, you know, a lot of people kind of behind the scenes that people don't realize is outside of what we do up here, Jerry and I are actually fairly close. Our kids go to high school together. And, you know, it's been an honor to be up here. And look, we fight for the city, not to fight for ourselves personally. So I just wanted to say, Jerry, I wish you the best. I really appreciate the opportunity to serve with you, and I hope you and Javier have a great time. Thank you.
So much.
In case there's any wall space left at the Mejia household, we found one more plaque from the city of Los Alamitos with our seal. It says, for 8 years of dedicated service to the residents and businesses of the city of Los Alamitos as council member, mayor, pro tem, and mayor, 2006 to 2014.
Thanks for sharing.
Warren, would you like to say something? Okay, Dean? Okay. Okay, Wendy will now swear in our new member and our re-elected members.
Okay, so the last order of business is to invite Miss Shelley Hasselbrink. She is going to be our new council member. Please come forward. She's been in this community for a very long time. She and her husband have been so involved. I have to talk about your mom a little bit. Her mom, I remember being jealous of you when we had our kids growing up. Her mom had her children come over, was it every weekend to visit? Every Friday night. And I think that just speaks to what kind of family she comes from. She's raised 2 beautiful boys, and now she's going to be taking care of your community. So I just wanted to have the opportunity to say welcome and congratulations.
Thank you. We're going to do it one by one.
Oh, that's right. You don't have to go either.
Of course. Oh, that's right. If you get him free.
Sorry. Do you want to have your wife, your family? No, your family? Okay. So they've decided they're going to do it as a group.
Oh, okay. Do you want their family? Shelley, do you want your husband to come up? Warren, Judy? Judy, why don't you come up? Kurt, come on up. Woo! Oh, the boys are home. That's right. And I'm sorry, I forgot about Cooper and Carson, who are Shelley's sons.
We have council members-elect Hasselbrink, Kusamoto, and Edgar. If you can all raise your right hand and repeat after me. Insert your own name. I,
Warren Kusamoto,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations. We're actually Brett, if I can have you guys sign your oath, and I'll present you with your certificates of appointment, and then you can speak briefly. No, whatever color you like.
Did we get this?
This is your certificate of appointment, Shelley. Would you like to say a few words?
I just want to thank everybody. I had a unique opportunity where I didn't have to run a campaign, so a lot of people had questions about what I was running on and what my platform was, and it's pretty simple and it's pretty self-serving, but basically I just want my future grandchildren to live here. So whatever that takes, I don't know what those decisions look like yet, but whatever that takes in the future to make sure that my boys, after their college experiences, come back here and raise their families, then that's what I'm going to support. So I want to thank everybody for being here and just the ongoing support, and I look forward to serving this community in this city.
Congratulations, Troy.
I will keep it brief.
Good thing, good thing. I got a party to go to.
First of all, just feel very blessed to have the opportunity to serve. Like I said earlier, I think everybody has certain gifts that they can bring and give to the community, and this has been a great outlet for myself and my family. I want to thank, first and foremost, the citizens of Los Alamitos. This is my third and final term, and hopefully, they always say, you want to leave the place better than you found it. So I continue to affirm my dedication to the city. I really appreciate the opportunity to serve. I want to tell my family, thank you for being so supportive with all the stuff we got going, work-wise, family, everything, and then to support me through City Council. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Love you guys.
And last not but least, Warren Kusamoto.
Yes, and I also want to thank the community, and I also want to thank my wife for supporting me and my family, my two sons, who couldn't be here today, but I know they're out busy with their life. And to the supporters, of course, I'm going to really appreciate what I can do for you, but especially those that really didn't want to support me. I still want to be your representative. My phone number is listed. Call the city. You can get my phone number. I'll be happy to hear your concerns. I'm trying to represent you whether you like me or not. And with that, I do like this council. I'm looking forward to 4 great years of just doing good for the community. With that, thank you very much.
And with that, we're going to take a brief recess. You can join us for some cake and...
Wendy, if I could, the one thing that I wanted to say is, though I'm not going to be closing this meeting, for the part of this meeting, I'm going to close in memory of Jimmy Maddox, who was a lifetime community member, good kid, and he's passed away just 2 Fridays ago, and I wanted to close my portion of the meeting in his memory, if that's okay with you. Sure. All right, thank you so much.
Start it again. We'll turn it over to the city clerk.
Thank you. We're going to do our city council reorganization right now. At this time, I'm going to open the floor for nominations of the office of mayor. After nominations, I'll close the nominations and do a roll call vote for each nomination in the order that they were received.
I'd like to nominate Richard Murphy.
I'll second.
Any other nominations? Okay, do roll call vote for Richard Murphy as our mayor. Councilmember Edgar?
Aye.
Councilmember Gross?
Aye.
Councilmember Hasselbrink?
Aye.
Councilmember Kusamoto?
Aye.
Councilmember Murphy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Congratulations, Mayor Murphy.
Thank you.
I'll turn the meeting over to you.
Let's go ahead with the Mayor Pro Tem, and then maybe we can both say a few words. Do we have any nominations for Mayor Pro Tem?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to nominate our colleague Troy Edgar.
There's no second needed, correct?
No second needed.
Okay, and I will nominate Dean Gross.
Okay, nominations will be taken in the order that they were received. So first, we have nomination for Mayor Pro Tem, Councilmember Edgar. Roll call vote. Councilmember Edgar?
Aye.
Councilmember Gross?
No.
Councilmember Hasselbrink?
Aye.
Councilmember Kusamoto?
Aye.
Mayor Murphy?
No.
Okay, motion carried. Councilmember Edgar as Mayor Pro Tem. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. Troy, would you like to say a few words?
No, just appreciate the vote and look forward to the year ahead. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. I'd like to, first of all, thank my colleagues for really this honor. It's 3 years ago, I wouldn't have believed I'd be up here, and here I am. So be careful when you start coming up to the podium. Leads to other things. Fair warning. I want to thank my family who's here tonight, my business partner who's not here tonight. The fact he's out working is why I could come here. And I got to say a special thank you to my girlfriend, Tina Tao, who will kill me for even mentioning her. She's the perfect person for this job because no matter how high or how low I come home, she just pats me on the head and says, "That's nice, dear. Now let me tell you about my shopping for today." So this definitely does not affect our home life in the least. But there's a few things I would like to accomplish this year. Primarily, I'd like to do an overview of each of the committees, maybe on a bi-monthly basis, where we look at the parks, we look at the police, so we all understand where the money's spent, kind of a board of directors review. And I would like to follow up where Jerry was trying to get started, take a review of our parks and kind of figure out where we need to spend our money and what we can do to better utilize our parks. It's a great thing we have in the city, all our little parks, and let's see if we can maximize what we come out from there. Okay, we're going to move on now to city council appointments and reappointments. Staff report, please.
Thank you.
Surprise.
The city council members represent the city on various county and regional boards. These external bodies range from the League of California Cities to the Orange County Transportation Authority. Traditionally, as a follow-up to the annual city council reorganization, the city council reviews its current appointments and considers new appointments and reappointments. Each appointment should be considered individually, and the list will be voted on a whole by the city council. And turn it back over to you.
Okay, Warren, you've been our man on the fire for 2 years now.
Yes.
And let's start there. Would you like to continue?
It would be my honor to continue to represent the city on the board of the Fire Authority.
Anybody else have interest? We're okay. We need a motion for that one.
We'll do the delegate and alternate. As long as there's council consensus, we'll do
Okay.
one motion at the end to approve the whole
All
list.
right.
So if I may make a comment, Mayor. So the alternate, I would like to really begin to transition this duty to the next person over the course of the year. Would be my intent to vacate the seat, at least by the end of the year of next year or prior, if the alternate is ready. So with that, I would hope we'd have someone that will be here for some term.
Who would like to be the alternate down there? Warren never misses a meeting, so it sounds better more as a volunteer than it is.
I'll take the alternate on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
In her first official action, our newest colleague will take over as alternate. Dean, you have been the California Joint Powers Insurance Authority man, and you'd like to stay on there?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody
That's the
else
wish of the
considering that?
council.
An alternate? Who? Troy?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
The sanitation district, I've been on there a short time. I'd like to stay if I could. Troy has graciously stayed on as alternate, but I don't really know if you want to go down there.
Anybody that's wants the experience, it's a great one.
Okay.
I mean, if no one wants to serve as alternate, I definitely would, but it's a great experience.
I believe Shelley you're interested in sanitation? would you like to be alternate?
If Troy wants to stay
No,
there,
no.
I'll stay with the fire.
I did my tour of duty there. I definitely would be very glad to see Shelley be there.
If you want.
Okay.
Okay. Troy said 6 years were enough, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Jerry will be remaining for one more year as our Orange County Vector Control representative. And then, so we will have, we had decided, for your information, that the ad hoc committees need some more discussion, so we're going to cover them in the January meeting. We have the Orange County Library Advisory Board, which has traditionally gone to the newest council member. That's all right with you? They only meet 4 times a year? Okay,
Yes,
now,
I can do that, yeah.
if it's all right, I'll stay on as the alternate. I've been on there 2 years. It's actually a great group. And then Westcom, where I have served for 2 years, and would like to turn that over. I believe Councilman Edgar is interested.
Yeah, but Councilmember Gross, is that something you're interested in doing?
That's whatever you want.
Yeah, I would be supportive if Dean wants that.
Okay, Dean? And on the alternate, again, I could be the alternate there. I know my way around there. I believe that covers all the committees we need to cover tonight.
And just for clarification, the League of California Cities State Division and City Selection Meeting will be the mayor as the delegate and the mayor pro tem as the alternate.
Yes, okay. Can you read us back our motion?
Yes, so we have California Joint Powers Insurance Authority. The delegate will be Councilmember Gross. The alternate will be Mayor Pro Tem Edgar. The Orange County Fire Authority Board of Directors. Delegate will be Councilmember Kusamoto, and the alternate will be Councilmember Hasselbrink. Orange County Sanitation District, delegate is Mayor Murphy, and the alternate is Councilmember Hasselbrink. Orange County Vector Control District will remain with Jerry Graham Mejia till her term ends in 2015. League of California City State Division and City Selection Meeting will have the delegate as the Mayor Murphy and the alternate as Mayor Pro Tem Edgar. Orange County Library Advisory Board will have the delegate as Councilmember Hasselbrink and the alternate as Mayor Murphy. And the West Cities Communication Center will have the delegate as Councilmember Gross and the alternate as Mayor Murphy.
I thought that was Councilman Edgar who was going to be the delegate there. That's fine with me.
For Westcom?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was you.
No, it was you, Dean, and
He'll be the alternate. Unless you don't want to.
I was going to be alternate, right? Yeah.
Murphy.
I'm sorry, Murphy.
I thought that was one you wanted.
well, I'm open. It doesn't matter. I didn't know if you want. I know over the years that we served together, you were interested in having that, and so I've served on most of these anyway. So just didn't know if that was something you're interested in.
Whatever the wish of the council.
All right, we'll go with Dean.
Okay.
All in favor?
We get a motion and a second to move the balance.
Can I ask just one more clarification for the League of Cities, for the delegation letter? Will you be updating that so that if any of us show up for the city selection, whoever is there, obviously the mayor votes for the city, but if no one else is there, I just want to make sure that that letter gets updated.
Correct. The letter will be updated to reflect the mayor as the voting delegate in the event that he, and the mayor pro tem as the alternate. We can't delegate down per their bylaws, so if there's ever an event where one or the other can't go, we would need to know in advance to notify them.
Okay, thank you.
Do we need to do the I-405?
Dean, that's what we talked about, waiting till next month, because we need a legal opinion on a few of the committees about their long-standing nature.
They're only supposed to last a year.
So I'll go ahead and make a motion to the slate as described by the city clerk.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Passes 5-0. Okay. We'll go on to council announcements. Troy, would you like to start?
Sure. Winter Wonderland, great event. One other thing I wanted to add to what John Underwood talked about with the TV thing is that, I want to thank the businesses on top of our staff and everybody that made that happen. But, the Bandai, a bunch of the companies that were here, Southland Credit Union, all of these companies stepped up. But something I didn't realize, I was at an event over the weekend, is that Kenny Brandyberry, a big supporter in the city, came up to me and goes that John Underwood approached him to help fund the LATV filming of the event. And I think the thing that I'm hoping that we'll take on in the future, especially in these ad hocs, is that a lot of the local city production that happens with LATV, whenever you guys see a crew, whether you're at the Honored Citizen at the museum, 4th of July, Race on the Base, a committee gets together and goes and says, we're going to go do that, and they get $300 from the city. And it costs a lot more to send a crew out there. Some of the people are paid, some are volunteers. I would hope that when we eventually get to the LATV committee, and we've now just staffed it with a bunch of new commissioners, we'll think about the funding strategy, because I really do, I'm very involved with St. Isidore. I'm all about preserving our history. And there is a great library of really special events that have taken place in our city. And John Underwood, I just want to thank you for doing what you did. And I know that over and above, I know you didn't close the gap financially on that. And I would just ask everybody in the city, when you see these guys filming, go up to them, thank them, ask them how they're doing financially. If you feel inclined to help, I wish you would. Thank you.
Thank you. Shelley?
Sure, just real quick, just in my quick tenure, I was able to go to Winter Wonderland last week, which was an awesome event. Parks and Rec and the city did just an amazing job, along with Chamber of Commerce. And then Friday, I was able to go to the Sunburst Youth Academy graduation. And if you get an opportunity, CBS Evening News is doing a 5-part series on Sunburst Youth Academy. It's an amazing program. The graduation is going to be one of the highlights I've ever seen before. Joel Armstrong was standing up there like a proud papa for all of these graduates, and they truly did. They were appreciative of their second chance of life at these young ages. A number of them got their high school diplomas, going on to college. It's a phenomenal program that we have right here in our community. I'd also like to thank just everybody that's been so gracious the past couple of months and just gearing me up for this. City staff and the current council have just been great, and I just look forward to the next few years.
Thank you. Dean?
Yes, this time of year is a busy time of year for a lot of different things, and I've been to a large number of events. Those are now posted on my webpage, losal.net. I would like to mention a couple things. However, I had the distinct pleasure to attend a local swearing-in for Assemblywoman Young Kim last Friday. She's fought a hard battle to gain that seat. It's actually the northern part of the county that reflects some of our neighbors, Cypress and Stanton, particularly La Palma, Buena Park. So it was very, very good to attend that particular event. A huge turnout. It was at Cal State Fullerton. That morning I also did get the chance to do the Sunburst Youth Academy, and I'd like to specifically commend the mayor, who gave a very passionate speech to the graduates. I was very pleased with the excellent job that she did, and I've told her that separately. The Winter Wonderland that happened over the weekend, it's like hitting the ball out of the park. I said at the stage when we were introduced, this is what community is all about. This is an event that just multiplied, and the smiles on the kids' faces, whether they were in the snow, walking along. The longest line that I saw was for the Balloon Man. Who knew that $7 per balloon, and the patience of the parents waiting in line with these kids to get the balloons was unbelievable. But Parks and Recreation staff, Steve Mendoza is out there early in the day folding chairs and doing things that are far different from what he normally does, but he's part of the community and really is engaged. You all did a wonderful job, and we need to recognize that more often from the standpoint of the things that our staff do. This is our opportunity as well to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, since we won't be back. Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, and we'll see you all in 2015. Thank you.
Thank you. Warren?
I too want to thank the staff and the Chamber for the Winter Wonderland. It was a fantastic event, and just the happy faces, the entertainment, allowing us to be part of it, and then, of course, the picture with Santa. So that was really good. So thank you for that. I do want to, if I can yield a moment back to Mayor Pro Tem Edgar. I attended the Cal State Long Beach art gallery that depicted the different plans for the artist renderings of the St. Isidore. But Mayor Pro Tem, if you can describe that a little bit.
Yeah. I think it was not this Tuesday, Tuesday before, St. Isidore engaged Cal State Long Beach in their design program in the Fine Arts Department to help us. They had 35 students take on 16 projects to redesign St. Isidore. So they worked on it a whole semester. So Councilmember Kusamoto, myself, we were over there, and it was just unbelievable. And Commissioner Vic Solfacanik, we went over there. Unbelievable. These kids put so much time in. It gave you butterflies as you kind of sat to see what St. Isidore could be. It's not just that old building there. It really brought it to life. And then, Warren and I were talking, we were thinking, it would be really good if we can get Cal State Long Beach involved in Dean Gross's project of the move of City Hall, because, we need some ideas, and that helps get the community involved. So we gave them certificates, really embraced them as a city, not just the St. Isidore Board. And I just want to thank Councilmember Kusamoto for coming over there and really showing solidarity with Cal State Long Beach. We got to meet the dean of the program, and she was super excited. And I got to tell you, it was one of the first events I've been at Cal State Long Beach where it was so highbrow, I almost felt like I was going to leave and go to the opera afterwards. It was really, it was really fancy, unbelievably done with just a tremendous amount of class. And it was, it's really exciting to potentially get them to help us in our potential next move and what happens in the next years ahead with the potential what happens here at City Hall. So thank you.
And then the artwork will be over at St. Isidore?
Yeah, it's at St. Isidore in the hall across from the chapel. And just a little bit of a shameless plug, on New Year's Eve they have their holiday dinner dance thing there, and they're going to have it on display. It's like $45 a person, so if anybody doesn't have anything to do on New Year's Eve, stop by there. It's a good time, and you'll be able to see the artwork that's in there. And again, thank you for going with us over there.
Yes, thank you very much. So, and then with that, I would like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and for the coming New Year, just peace. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to thank my colleagues for this honor one more time. I was able to attend both the reorganization at La Palma and Cypress, say goodbye to some classy people, and say hello to some we hope to be working with in the future. The Winter Wonderland, I'm last, but I'm as enthused as anybody. It was phenomenal. Corey, Ron, Emmeline, the whole staff, the volunteers were just unbelievable. The energy level out there, you could feel it when you walk on, like, wow, I'm really at something here. Thank you to Bruce Murphy and St. Isidore's for the use of St. Isidore's. The Chamber did a wonderful job. Bandai is a great sponsor. If we could just get them to move a little bit into our city. A special thank you to the young professionals. It's great to see these people percolating up. I think they'll be sitting here in a few years. And I want to especially reach out to volunteer Danette Palmero, who doubled the amount of vendors. If you remember last year, it took up half a block. This year, it took up a block. And Danette's fundraising really, really helped us out. City Manager, any comments?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor Murphy and City Council. Also would want to echo the comments about Winter Wonderland, and thanks to the Council for your support of that, and the Chamber for putting that on, and staff, Corey and Stephen, all the volunteers did a great job putting it on. It had a great family community feel to it, and we're really proud of that event. Also want to congratulate new council member Hasselbrink, and congratulations to council member Edgar and Kusamoto for continuing on, and congratulations to Mayor Murphy and Mayor Pro Tem Edgar. And we just want to wish, from staff's perspective and the community, wish everyone a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and look forward to a great 2015.
I spoke enough tonight, but I did forget to say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, so please let me throw that in. We'll be in adjournment to our normal meeting in January. Thank you. Get the gavel. Oh, I get the gavel? All right.